Yeah, obviously as we announced towards the end of last season, we've appointed Garth to the head coach role. He's obviously somebody that's been part of the backroom team last season, and he came into his own over the course of the season. So obviously when Michael announced that he was perhaps going to step back from rugby duties, it was a case of we felt that Garth, with Alan, would be a good team to take us forward.
Yeah, obviously I got involved last year on a voluntary basis, just helping out where I could after retiring with a knee injury. But as the season went on, I got more involved, and it became apparent that Michael Luff was moving on, so it seemed natural that I could step into the role. And obviously I'm young at 26 to be doing it, but I don't think age is of any concern, and so far it's going really well, so I'm enjoying it.
He is a rugby animal. He's been a leader in terms of being a captain of the team he's been at previously. He knows the game very well. He's a rugby animal, I think is the phrase that we sort of describe him as. And the lads certainly took a lot of benefit from his sessions last year. So he's come in and he's hit the ground running. He could see what was happening last season. He could see what stamp he wanted to put onto it. And despite perhaps being one of the younger coaches about, we're very confident he's got the credentials to do the job.
His experience and the levels he's played at have been very high. His attention to detail has been, to me, so far fantastic. You've got to look at the teams he's played for and the players he's had around him when he was captain of Sedge. He's obviously commanded a lot of respect. And even though he's got a young age so far, it looks to me like he's adapted to coaching very, very quickly.
I have been working quite a lot in rugby with Blackburn, Commonwealth Games sevens, worked with national teams, so British handball, British basketball, England hockey, and NHS work as well, so I feel well equipped to come in and take off from all the good work Nicky's done. Yeah, it is. It was a very tough decision to leave Blackburn. It's going well there, but it is a natural step up the ladder. Very well resourced club, well thought of. It's as good as we're going to get in this area without being fully pro. So everything's gone to plan so far. And so in the chatter with Gareth and Garth and Joe Steele before season, all the ideas I had were kind of linked in with everything that the club wanted to do. So it's a natural fit and hopefully a natural progression which goes well. But yeah, there was the ones that we already knew about, but they're progressing pretty well, so hopefully getting people back on track or ahead of the original expected date. And so far, not too many niggles. We've preached a lot of self-management for the players, professionalism and everything. We've gone big on that from day one. That's reaped its rewards, I think. Some of the screening we've done, people are hopefully going to stay uninjured as much as possible, other than the natural things you get in rugby. Yeah, but sort of on the pitch, I've got now sort of all my trauma certificates, everything like that, so I'll be dealing with anything on the pitch, off the pitch. It doesn't matter what level you're at, leg's a leg and arm's an arm, we'll deal with what comes in as and when it comes in for players. My duty of care is to the players. I want the club to do well. If the player's not right, they won't play, but recognising things early, putting little things in place now, moving on, improving their performance, preventing their injuries, hopefully stops them getting to the point of being unable to play. So far in my career, the squads have a very good sort of available to play record, managing a few elder players a little bit different than the young ones maybe. Discussions me and the coaches will have as we go on.
Hi Mark, I'm sure you'll have a great time here. Thank you very much and welcome to Press and Grasshoppers.
Thank you very much. Look forward to working here.
We got Dave Perry, asked him to sort of take a step back from playing and have a role as a conditioner, which he's doing a great job with that. The lads are in great shape, and so I'm really pleased with what he's done. And obviously Zav, who's sadly had to retire as well from rugby, he's getting involved with the strength and conditioning. They're both full-time conditioners away from the club, so that's really had a positive impact this year.
Delighted, really chuffed. Big privilege, big opportunity. So yeah, really looking forward to it. It's been great so far.
Yeah, got a bit of bad news kind of Christmas, January last season, where kind of got told I need to stop playing immediately and need a shoulder replacement. But I think how demoralising that was, the club looked after me and said they want to keep hold of me, and as I went into physiotherapy in September to kind of further my career in that perspective, they want me to stick around and help with the rehab and the strength conditioning side of things, so I'll have a bit of input still and be around cheering the guys on, so it's good to be still involved really.
Going well, lads have responded well, buying into it. They understand the importance of it as well, so it's going well.
Our approach this year has been really trying to make it, more professional, putting more emphasis on the guys' work, doing the work themselves as well. So it's been great having Dave in, along with Zav, running the conditioning, getting programs to the guys, which with such a with a young squad they've all bought into, and you can see that. When they're on the pitch on Saturday, they were all looking in good shape and fit. So the gym's been well utilised, and the squad are looking in good shape. Looking forward to the season.
Yeah, I think the difference this year will be like a lot more interval-based stuff, and I think the strength side of things we should be physically fit from the off and look a lot sharper in footwork and the way we take tackles, and kind of be mentally switched on now. Concentration level will be a lot higher and focusing on the task ahead really, and what Grant puts in place we should be able to carry it out on the pitch.
Yeah, very, very important. I think it's a case of last season having a look at learning the lessons and what went well and what areas we needed to improve on. The gym was very much something that we had to improve. It become a little bit out of date. Probably the equipment wasn't the right stuff that we needed. So I'm thankful to the club, and particularly the 1869 supporters club who put money into the facility. They've invested heavily. We've put in now what I think is a facility that is fit and proper for a National League club.
I mean, we've had a complete revamp of the gym. We're taking everything out that was been there for about 20 years, I think. Put in a lot of new equipment, a lot of big strength and conditioning equipment, so lots of free weights, barbells. We're just going to try and turn them into the fittest team in the league.
Obviously, in part of that, we've also got to have staff that know how to get the best out of that facility, and to be able to appoint Dave Perry and obviously Zav into those roles. It is important. They've been doing that now over the summer. The lads have got to used to how they work, what they expect, and so far the signs are good. The players are certainly looking a lot fitter than they have in recent seasons, but they're also looking as they're getting fully conditioned. We're doing a lot more weights programs, something that was probably more individual responsibility, but is now very much collective responsibility.
It's been really good actually. It's helped us kind of make things a bit more fun and have less clutter around, so we can do a lot more active things in bigger groups, and I think the guys are really enjoying what we've put in place. Nothing's really boring, I don't think. Everything's different every week, so yeah, it's going well at the moment.
Continuing with running the forwards. Obviously Garth's taken over as head coach, so I'm supporting him within that role, helping along with looking at the structures and the game plan. So it's quite interesting times.
Yeah, I get on very well with Alan Holmes, and we're both on the same page, so I've enjoyed working with him closely this year.
$1 million question. I keep telling people I'm retired, although I had a scan of my ankle a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just waiting for the results of that. So hopefully I can get that sorted out and maybe make an appearance at some point during the season.
I obviously work with the coaches real closely. I've been having a lot of conversations with Garth and getting up to date on detail and what we want to look at, and that's great, along with Al as well.
We have also put a bit of money into my side of things, got hold of some new software that'll improve our ability to record and monitor the key performance indicators that help us track rugby players' performance and their ability over the season. And we've also improved the accessibility of the video for the players and the coaches. We've also put some money and time into the Hoppers TV, so the fans will also get a better view of what goes on. We'll have a few more specials during the year, seeing behind the scenes, talking to players and coaches, and a bit of fun as well in there too.
Obviously with Carl Fitzpatrick moving on, it was a case of needing somebody who could look after the backs. Obviously Garth and Al are forwards, in terms of where they play, that's where their primary focus is. John Kirkpatrick, obviously a former hopper, has been a professional player in his own right, played for St Helens, Super League, now very much part of the Sale Sharks coaching team, so very, very good addition I think in terms of John knows the club inside out, so very good work ethic, which is already imprinting on the lads, and it firms up our link with Sale, and John will certainly be able to bring across ideas from the Sale coaches, whilst at the same time making sure that we've got a good link in there for any young players who might need experience at Preston. Obviously, what's important now is that Dominic is given time to get fit and healthy, get back into the groove and get back to playing without pain. And obviously we felt that this was then an opportunity perhaps to reevaluate leadership within the team, and Phil as vice captain to Dominic, it's natural that we then appoint him to step up.
Yeah, massive honour. I said last year, it's a huge honour for the captain such a club like Preston. Done it a couple of times, backing up on what Mooney's already put in, but yeah, it's a great honour to lead the boys out, and just really happy with the decision.
He's a county player, he's a fantastic athlete in his own right, got a good work ethic, he's got leadership skills that we can build and improve on, so Phil will be a good captain for the team. He's got the respect of the lads, and I'm sure he'll thrive on that responsibility.
Just want to back this fella up and the boys out there. Put in a good performance, good performance, forward wide wasn't good enough, but we'll obviously look at that Tuesday, look at that Thursday, and then rip in, and we should have a decent season. We've tore them apart 4, 5, 6 times tonight. I know we've got the backs to do it, so it's fine.
We appointed Ali Murray to vice captain. We gave Ali some experience of leadership towards the end of last season by giving him a few games as captain, and that was important. We had to make sure he starts to build his idea of responsibility for the team, and I think as vice captain and pack leader, he can continue to build on the good work he did last season. So it's a good team in that respect, but good captain vice captain combination. And what I've seen in training in the off season, and the work ethic and the spirit, and the way the coaches are getting their message across, I'm confident that we can certainly get back to where we were sort of 2-3 seasons ago, where we were competing at the right end of the table.
Pre-season's going really well. We really organised it this year. We spent a lot of time planning week by week, session by session. So when we get to the club, everyone knows what they're doing, everyone knows what we're trying to achieve, and so far it's gone really well. It was nice to have a hit out against the Sale sides on Friday, and I thought we looked really keen, really fit and well organised, so it's gone really well, and hopefully it'll stand us in good stead for the start of the season.
I actually went with the second team initially, and then caught the back half of the Jets game. I think from both games that I saw, I was really impressed defensively and commitment-wise of the players. I suppose Garth and I have got a lot of headaches with selection because there's so many guys, really working hard, really pushing hard for those spots when it comes to the first game on the 6th. I'm sure, as with every season, guys will get a chance later on down the line when we pick up injuries or people, maybe out of form, and with such a big squad, we'll have the luxury of being able to swap people in and out and have a lot of competition within the squad.
Yeah, I think with every season, whether it's been a positive, middling or negative season, you sit down and evaluate what went well, what didn't go so well, and try and learn from that. And I think what we realised was that, again, probably a little bit underpowered in the forwards. We probably have one of the smaller packs in the division, so over the course of last season and in the off season we've addressed that. We've added some size and power to the pack, and I'm confident that it will be a very physical set of forwards this season. I think we are being talked about as perhaps a team that won't feature towards the top of the table. I think that's probably fair, given that we finished lower mid-table last season. But if you look at the fact we finished 3rd and 4th, there's a lot of players in the squad who were part of those teams, were part of teams that won regularly, and they're very determined that we return to that sort of standing within the league.
Garth and I obviously have had a chat about sort of targets for this season. Obviously we'll be looking to finish higher than last season. I think with the squad that we have, with the new lads coming in, sort of bolstering the pack and in the backs, I think we've got a lot stronger squad, and I would hope that we will be sort of up there in the top few by the end of the season.
New players in the squad who will solve some of the issues we've had, and I think that we've got a very strong squad. We've perhaps not got the superstar element that we've had in recent seasons, in terms of Sean Long and Sean Taylor and Carl Fitzpatrick. But what we have got is now probably 2 players in every position who are pushing each other, to get the starting shirt.
I'm reluctant to set targets. Obviously, at this sort of level, it's not that well known what the other teams are doing. You don't really find out much about the other teams until you get into the season. There's obviously going to be strong sides in there, as always. My hope is just that we keep developing. We've got a very young side, and I just hope we develop each week. I'd like to be in and around that top 4, if I'm honest. But like I say, last year we got a lot of injuries, which really upset us mid-season. So you can't really quantify what you want to achieve. But I'd hope to be in that sort of top 4 and in the mix towards the end of the season.
Yeah, it's the backs depend on how well the forwards are playing. When the forwards are going forward, they lay that platform for us backs and put us on the front foot. We're spoiled for choices of 10, which for the first time in years is good. So yeah, really happy with the back. Some nice, clean, crisp stuff. Hopefully we can kick on and we'll have plenty more to come this year.
My ambition, probably like most teams, is to play good rugby, but you have to be realistic as well. I think I'd say definitely come down and support. For me, it's all about winning games and doing whatever it takes to win. So obviously I'm going to be trying to play positive rugby with the lads, but at the same time they're young, so we try and instill good game management within them and good basics. So we'd like to throw it around, and I hope we do provide a good brand of rugby for the fans that come to watch, but ultimately it's about winning and playing to your strengths. So that's what I'll be doing this year.
Yeah, I can't wait. We've been grafting, some of us have been grafting since after the season, 2 weeks finished. So 2 weeks after it finished, so can't wait. These Friday night, Thursday night, this week and last week, it's been perfect for us. Nice, like Ben said, nice dry track both times, got our legs through. I can't wait to rip in.
Certainly not going to say that we would be champions or pushing for the promotion spots, but effectively what I want to see is hit the ground running come the start of September. Build our level of performance, build some, hopefully some victories, and let's see where that takes us over the course of the season.